Hi, today I'm doing a review on the sixth book in the Soul Screamer series by Rachel Vincent, and that was called Before I Wake. I've done a review on books 1 to 4, so go watch that review if you've never read the Soul Screamer series, and I've also done a review on book 5, If I Die, so go watch that if you haven't seen that. Okay, so the sixth book, yeah, there's going to be spoilers of the previous 5 books, so quickly switch off if you haven't read this series before. But yeah, so Kaylee's dead now, and if you've seen my review on the 5th one, you'll know I loved the 5th book. I thought it was just brilliant. Just perfect, really. Like, everything was just done right. This book I don't think was as good as the 5th one. It's probably hard to live up to it, but I thought it was better than the 4th one, which I didn't really like, and maybe better than the 2nd one, but I don't think it was the best of the series at all. Like, Kaylee, she is different now. She's dead, she's going through a lot, and all the characters are kind of going through a lot. So I like that whole identity thing, like the author explored in this, and her relationship with Todd is progressing really nicely. Finally, the virginity storyline is ended now, because I think the author kind of dragged out a little bit. But yeah, her and Todd now are lovely, and I always loved her and Todd, and I'm really happy that they're together. And the author needs to watch it though, because when they just get together and everything's new and shiny and everything, you love those romantic lines, you like soak them up, you live for them. But after they get together and they're together a while, it can become a little bit too romantic and sappy and cheesy if they have these ultimate epic love declarations to each other every time they're alone. Like, it became a little bit too much. Like, no teenager talks like that. So yeah, it's just the fine line, so the author needs to watch it a little bit. I do think Todd is funny as well, and I love the scenes with her dad. Yeah, I just think they're kind of funny in their kind of attempted normality, really. And yeah, I always like the dad. Emma, I'm never mad about the girlfriends in books, like the friend of the main character. And it just bugged me how in every single book she was always in danger, and they always had to do something to save Emma or protect Emma, and just, oh, it drove me crazy. And again, there was that in this book, but not just with Emma, but with everyone, so like multiplied by 100. So I do think there was parts of this book that were excellent, author did really well. Other parts, which I'll talk about a little bit later in detail, were kind of went a bit crazy. So overall, I do think that it was a good book. It was exciting, great development with the characters and relationships and everything, and interesting enough story in there, like a murder mystery. But I do think the author tried a little too much, and it just got a little bit crazy towards the end, and the characters were doing stupid things and you just want to hit them, and like, it didn't make sense kind of a little bit. So yeah, it wasn't as good as the 5th book, but check it out anyway. I mean, if you're a fan of the series, because it's good enough. But yeah, so that's my spoiler-free review. Now I'm on to the spoiler review, so if you haven't read this book, I suggest you switch off now. Okay, the part where Kaylee killed Alec, I thought was devastating. When we first see him, and we think, oh no, he's dead because Avery's in him. We're like, I was so sad, because I think he's really sweet, and even though he's not really in it a lot, you do like him. But I got over it. The only character I didn't want to die was the dad. I didn't think she'd kill off Todd or Nat or kind of Kaylee. They're kind of the main three. And then, yeah, so the book was going along grand until then, the Alec scene. And then when I got to that scene, it was reminding me of the 5th book, like just that stark, like, seriousness in this YA. It just made you kind of like devastated but love it at the same time. Like, it was so sad and kind of adult and brave and of the author. And Kaylee had to accept this, that she killed her friend, and no one had to know. And yeah, it was just a real, like, reality moment, and you feel so bad for Kaylee and for Alec. And yeah, that was just a really sad moment that Rachel Vincent manages to get in kind of well. And then it was okay after a while, and then we got to the end, where there's an example of Rachel Vincent doing something not great. It just, like, in the middle of this crazy time where everyone is together, and they decide to go celebrate her birthday out in the open. They keep going on about safety in numbers, yet they all decide to split up into their little couples and go off together. Stupid. When the bad guys can just pop in, stand right in front of them and kill them. Like, oh, yeah. And then Katie leaving her knife everywhere, or her dagger, like, carelessly. So then in the end, I just thought it was a bit OTT. Like, every single person was in danger every 2 seconds. Like, first Sabine and her dad were rushed to the hospital, then maybe Harmony was in trouble, and then they were gone. And then we had the 3 girls constantly being taken. Like, I feel over the whole series, of the whole book, Emma, Sophie, and Lydia, and they were just constantly being kidnapped and hostages and back and forth, and it was just a bit too much, over the top. And then Emma got killed, and I was like, okay, Emma's gone. And they often need to drag her out a little bit more and put Emma into a different body. Right. So we still get more Emma. I thought there was enough heartache with the Alec thing than to drag in these more situations with the friends. I don't know, like, I read reviews, and every single review was practically 5-star. Like, it was just all the fans that got in there early and made all their reviews. So a lot of people might disagree with me, but I just thought the ending was just a bit chaotic, and I thought the author could have just kept it, like, sometimes a story or book can be stronger in its simplicity, example the Alec thing, rather than just putting every single character in the book in danger. That can get annoying. So yeah, we'll see now. The 7th book is the final book, With All My Soul, I think it's called, and that is out next April. I have to double check that. So I hope the final book is good. Wouldn't it be amazing actually if Kaylee managed to become human again? I don't know. I don't know if that will happen, but it'd be kind of nice. Yeah, I'm glad her and Nash kind of made up a little bit, and he's kind of coming around to the Todd. Sabine, I wasn't sure what to think of Sabine. In this book I realised I don't like her. Every time she makes a speech to Kaylee, she always has to sound like the righteous right one. And she's so mean and cavalier, and like the comments she makes are so, like, just insensitive, and I don't care that she's all like, oh, I speak my mind. There's just rudeness, and I don't think she's a very likable character. And yeah, I'm not mad about her. But I mean, yeah, so there are a few negatives compared to the 5th book, but I do think if you cut out that ending craziness, it was a very good book. And that's that. So that's my review on this 6th book. So let me know what you think. I know I'll probably get some people who disagree with me, but overall, anyway, I liked it. So thank you very much for watching today, and happy reading!